Hello everyone and welcome to my CSOU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chrisley helps Nanny Faye health scare days after pardon. Chrisley revealed that she had to help Nanny Faye days after her pardon after she had a health scare. This seems to be something Julie missed while she was away. However, Nanny Faye had something else come up, and Julie was back in the doctor's office with her after being home for only a few days. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Nanny Faye has bladder cancer diagnosis. Nanny Faye was sadly diagnosed with bladder cancer in 2021. However, in 2023, she revealed that she was in remission. This took place while Todd and Julie were in federal prison. So they were having to email each other back and forth about Todd's mother's health. This was hard for the entire family, but they were not kept in the loop due to being locked away. However, it was also revealed that Julie was at every appointment with Nanny Faye up until the moment she was incarcerated. She never made her go alone and was by her side the entire time. This led her to feel guilty while in prison because she could not make those appointments anymore. Chrisley helped her amid health scare days after pardon. Chrisley has revealed that Nanny Faye could have had a health scare. She had to go to the doctor with her after being released for only a few days. While she was enjoying being back in her own home, she put her mother-in-law first and went to the doctor with her while she got this figured out. However, it does not seem to be anything too serious. It seems as though some things may have shown up on Nanny Faye's medical tests that did not sit well with the doctors. However, Julie did not hesitate to be at her next appointment with her. She went there to be by her side through this. However, it does not seem to be anything to worry about, as Julie and Nanny Faye have not mentioned anything serious. What do you think about this? In the stillness of a warm Tennessee morning, Chrisley stood by the window of the prison visiting room, her hands nervously gripping a paper cup of lukewarm coffee. It had been months since she'd been able to hold her mother-in-law's hand, and as the minutes ticked closer to their visit, she found herself rehearsing the right words to say, words of comfort, strength, and perhaps a flicker of hope. Nanny Faye was coming to see her, but this wasn't just any routine visit. Something had shifted in recent weeks, something serious. Julie's prison time hadn't dulled her instincts. She could always tell when her family was hiding something, especially when it came to Faye. The upbeat tone in Chase's last call, the too cheerful text from Savannah, and even Todd's strained voice during their recent call from his own prison, all of it whispered the same unsettling truth. Nanny Faye was sick, and they were trying to keep it from her. When the door opened and the elderly matriarch shuffled in, wearing her trademark leopard print scarf and oversized sunglasses, despite the drab prison lighting, Julie rose instantly, her eyes filling with tears. Faye, always full of fire, still had her signature sass. But even from a few feet away, Julie could see the fatigue etched into her features. "Good Lord, girl," Faye said with a weak smile. "You look like you've been living in a shoebox full of rules." Julie chuckled, wiping her eyes. "And you look like you've been out raising hell." They embraced tightly, clinging to each other longer than usual. The unsaid things pressed between them like a ticking clock. As they sat down, Julie leaned in, her voice soft but firm. "You're not telling me something." Faye's eyes dropped. For a moment, she said nothing. The old woman fidgeted with her bracelet, then finally exhaled. "They found something, Jules. On my latest scan, it might be cancer again." Julie's world tilted. Her stomach dropped as if gravity itself had given out. "Oh my God, Faye." "They're still doing tests," she added quickly. "Could be nothing, could be something, but I didn't want you to hear it from Savannah or those boys. I wanted you to hear it from me." Julie blinked hard, fighting back the tears burning behind her eyes. "You should have told me sooner. I didn't want to worry you. You've got enough to carry," Faye replied, her voice cracking slightly. "But I need you now. I need your prayers, your strength. And more than anything, I need you to be ready in case this across the table and took her hand. You are not going through this alone. Not again." Despite the concrete walls and strict guards, that moment felt like a sacred space. Two women bound by love, grief, and resilience. Julie wasn't just Todd's wife anymore. She was Nanny Faye's daughter, her emotional anchor. What complicated everything further was the looming uncertainty of Julie's own fate. The Chrisleys had filed for a federal pardon months ago. While the application remained buried under a mountain of bureaucracy, whispers had begun circulating. Whispers that Julie might actually have a shot at early release. She had maintained good behavior, enrolled in counseling programs, and become a mentor to other inmates. Her lawyer believed a compassionate release based on family circumstances might soon become viable, especially if Nanny Faye's condition worsened. But nothing was guaranteed, and time was not on their side. As Faye dabbed her eyes with a tissue, Julie leaned in. "Listen to me. If there's a chance, any chance, they let me out, I'll be right there with you through every appointment, every chemo session, every scary moment." Faye gave her a teary smile. "That'd be the best damn miracle I've ever seen. But even if it doesn't happen, knowing you're fighting for me, that's enough." Julie had always been a woman of quiet determination, but something awakened in her that day, something fierce. She refused to let prison bars define her role in this family, especially not when someone she loved was battling a health crisis. Back in her prison unit, Julie went straight to work. She contacted her attorney and requested that Nanny Faye's new diagnosis be added to her appeal file. She wrote a personal letter to the parole board, pouring her heart into every word. "I am not asking for freedom to escape accountability," she wrote. "I am asking for mercy, so I can be with the woman who has stood beside me through every trial. She needs me, and I need her." Meanwhile, Savannah and Chase launched a quiet campaign of their own, rallying support through letters from doctors, neighbors, and even former Chrisley Knows Best crew members, testifying to Julie's character and the emotional toll of being separated from Faye during a medical crisis. Faye herself penned a letter to the president. It was short, to the point, and written in her signature no-nonsense style. "I'm an old woman with a weak heart and a strong mind. If I'm dying, I want my daughter-in-law by my side. Julie is the best of us. Don't let her miss my last chapter." As the weeks passed, news came trickling in. The cancer was slow-growing and treatable, but would require aggressive therapy. Faye remained strong, but admitted the fear was harder to shake this time. Julie clung to hope. Every day she wrote in her journal, prayed in her cell, and imagined the day she could walk through the front door of the Chrisley home and hold Faye's hand for real, not across a prison table, but at her bedside, in her living room, during Sunday coffee. And then, one humid August afternoon, a correctional officer approached her with an envelope in hand. Julie's heart pounded. She opened it with trembling fingers. It wasn't her release, not yet, but it was a notice from the warden. Her appeal was officially under active consideration. Tears sprang to her eyes as she clutched the paper to her chest. For the first time in months, freedom wasn't a fantasy. It was a heartbeat away.